Hey, what's up everyone? This is Dave.
This is Jeremy.
And we're going to take a closer look at the Assassin's Creed 2 teaser trailer.
Yes, we are. Well, I am. You can't see it because this is inappropriate for children. The warning says so.
It says so right there. Let's get things started. So it starts off with the revelations of Leonardo da Vinci's drawings, or replicas of them.
Well, I think replicas is the operative word.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit and take a closer look at them. Let's start out with the first one. We're going back towards that. It's a skull, right? And you can see this. Just Google image search Leonardo da Vinci skull, and you'll see some examples look just like this.
Yeah, and it also looks like something my mother-in-law cooked me a few weeks ago. I do not recommend it.
And then if you go forward, then it goes to sort of mechanical drawing that's very reminiscent of a lot of Leonardo da Vinci's works, except this mechanical drawing happens to look exactly like the wrist blade.
Yeah, it does, and I think one of the early theories that you've seen so far because of that wrist blade is the fact that the assassin in this game will likely have his blade located somewhere inside his arm, which I think is a pretty good theory based on what we've seen with all these drawings.
Right. So we keep going. We see some more examples of drawings. Leonardo da Vinci actually did quite a few anatomical drawings, especially of the arms. And let's just go ahead here and get a closer look at this one. And then you see one of his typical drawings of an arm, human anatomy, of course, with the wrist blade attached again on the inside.
Yeah, and that I think supports really heavily the theory that the weapon's going to be located in the arm as opposed to just being something that's on the arm.
Right, and if you can read backwards in Italian, you can tell me what any of that stuff means, or possibly in Latin. Da Vinci wrote in a lot of languages. I don't think that has any meaning to it yet. He also did a lot of hand studies. Again, you see, let's just go ahead and get out of the blur here. We should mention that blur is used in Assassin's Creed 1 quite a bit when people are having memories, except it had the sort of DNA pattern sort of thing going on. So let's go ahead with the hands now. Leonardo da Vinci also did a ton of hand studies. You can see a close-up over here. And again, pointing towards the wrist blade, you can see a small light sketch of it up above the hands. And we can move on from there.
You know, what's funny is if you show this drawing to somebody in downtown Los Angeles, you have a 50-50 chance of getting shot.
That's good. So the next drawing we have, and let's just freeze frame it right here. This drawing's pretty important. This is the Vitruvian Man. You can see imposed there the wings. Leonardo da Vinci did a lot of strange, like architectural drawings, a lot of weapon inventions, but then you can see the blade attached again. And what's interesting about the Vitruvian Man is Vitruvius was actually a Roman architect, sometimes known as the first architect, and this points a lot towards war machines, weapons, and the fact that the game could be set in Italy. Well,
one of the earliest theories actually comes from a leak, supposedly from someone who was on a focus test team. This went out a few weeks ago, where apparently, at least according to the informant, that the game is taking place in 15th century Italy,
right.
And that some of the new additions that they're making to the game are things such as gunpowder and swimming now, because apparently they didn't invent swimming until the 15th century.
And if you're playing in Italy and you're playing in Venice, which might be a possibility, you probably want to be able to swim or you're going to be dying pretty often. And then here is the next and last clue, well, not the last clue, but turns into the symbol from Assassin's Creed, the Assassin's Guild, right?
That's right. And you know what's really interesting to me about what's leaked and what they're showing so far in this video is it's actually the opposite of what I expected based on the ending from the original game. For those of you that played it all the way through to the end and looked at the special writing on the wall that you can see, a lot of the hints pointed towards this taking place in Asia rather than in Italy. So I'm really intrigued to see exactly where this is going and if there will be any sort of Asian connection at all in this game, or if maybe they're waiting till part 3, because as everybody knows, this is part of a trilogy.
Right, exactly. And what's interesting is that if you go to the website where this trailer plays...
Let's cross that out and replace it with IGN.com.
IGN.com, yeah. You can go to the website and hold up a piece of paper to a webcam, and you get another little 3D image, which is the arm of an assassin. Interesting thing about that, it looks like Altair's arm. The fingers are not missing. So is that a mistake? Is that on purpose? Remember, the assassins all had a missing finger from the first game, and this is not the case in this.
One thing we do know is that Altair won't be back, at least not as Altair, since that's a different character. The whole theory behind the Assassin's Creed lore was that if you were a descendant of someone, that you keep their memories in their head, and that you can essentially recall those memories from throughout your ancestry. So right now, the rumor is that the guy's name is Ezio, which is Italian for eagle.
Eagle.
Yeah.
And you see the wing.
Supposedly, I don't speak Italian.
You saw Altair jump from a lot of rooftops, and you see the wing here again. I don't know, you think we'll see some more gadgets in this one? It's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of references to flight, and if you remember, Altair essentially means the flying one from the original game. So I think that they're definitely keeping the thematic going. What I'm really curious about in regards to what this is really going to have for gamers? Is this trailer enough to excite fans of the first game, since you're really just seeing parchment with a bunch of clues?
And as the last little thing I'd like to point out here, they blurred out the Vitruvian Man's private parts. So apparently, Leonardo da Vinci's works are not acceptable to modern society.
No, or maybe this is the Vitruvian shim.
No genitals in Assassin's Creed 2. You heard it here first.
You know, maybe one thing we could do to really kind of spice things up and keep it in the theme of the trailer, maybe for the rest of our analysis here, we should just speak in tongues and have the listeners figure it out.
Well, I'm done speaking anyway, so thanks for listening, everyone. Stay tuned to IGN.com for more feature coverage of Assassin's Creed 2.